Hey everybody, today we're going to go over our server war with server 1035. This is a server war that can be dubbed as Leg War 2.0. Top 4 still hasn't fixed their leg issue, and they really need to get working on that and possibly just stall server wars until they fix it. So our server wars, so we had, both teams had, let's see, what would it be? 984 points at the start. We lost, so we went down 16 points. They won, so they went up 16 points to 1,000. You can see by server war scores that they had just over 5,400. We had 260. You can see some important things here. Right here, they did not occupy our capital. Even though they won with the new server rules, what that means is because they didn't occupy our capital at the end of the server, we still get to keep our leader. So whoever was the leader before from the last capital contest will get to remain the leader. And then the only downside, though, is you don't get to have the recognition packs that you normally would have. But you still can change titles and control everything that you normally would. You can see that they defeated way more units than us, and a lot of ours had to do with, I think a lot of our server war loss here had to do with us not exactly being on the best terms in our server. So there's a lot going on in our server beyond trying to work together to do a server war. So still want to give a huge shout out to them. They had a great strategy. I'm not going to reveal their strategy because I want them to be able to continue to use that and not have other servers know what was going on. But big props to them on how their strategy was working. They were using it expertly until I kind of realized what they were doing and used it against them. So we'll jump into the point store. That's still the same. Nothing's changed in here. Individual rankings. So as you can see, we have Jen, Boo, Chloe, Sam, me, Life, Master, Sparrow, Zan, Mighty, Becky are our top 10. For their top 10, you have these people. Now, they all changed their names to I'm gonna say it's Chinese. I might be wrong. I don't know other languages a lot, so they all changed their names to Chinese names to kind of be funny. But here are their top 10 people, and I'm sorry I won't be able to give you guys shout outs because your names aren't here, but Gravy, Tink, let your friends, just a dad, let your friends know that they're here. Chinook, Carp actually got me a couple times. He's a pretty strong Navy guy. They have a guy named Oil. That's kind of funny. But so that's kind of how that went. But this server was a lot about lag again. So they still didn't fix the lag. It was really, really bad in the first 20 minutes. I actually wasn't able to get on. And that's actually why I didn't record the war itself, because I didn't want to put any extra possible lag into the game that was already really struggling. So I didn't actually record any of the battles, but I'll kind of show you the overview here. So you can see it starts right here. So this is 30 minutes in was when I actually was able to finally get into the game. And first thing I did was I kind of hit this guy. And it was kind of risky for me because I saw he had Navy, but I still, with Ben being 5-star, it's kind of, he offsets a lot of stuff being 5-star. So definitely if you're an army guy that likes to attack, you need to be focusing on getting Ben and Kata both to 5-star. Then we went into, and like I said, I apologize that I don't have names for any of these people. When I did that, this guy came right behind him, and he tagged me when my Ben was out. So that hurt. 700 units all dead with barely a scratch on them because besides my main army, I don't have much for backup. I probably should set up Tywin and Amalia for defense during events like this, but I always forget that. So it's a lot better than forgetting to switch from my world boss comps to attack comps. That's it. That's a little dig at some of my alliance mates there. Other than that, so you had this small defeat again. This I believe was shortly after that. So these went like pretty much back to back, where the one guy hit me and then the other guy hit me. And then this was a little later on where I said Carp kind of beat me. I don't like to show people's stats, just so you guys know. You can see their hero stars. That's almost unavoidable, but it kind of lets you see what's going on. So he had Carp hit me, and then I hit CJD. And where are we here? So after CJD, we were getting close to the end of the war. So these next 3 hits here were kind of just me trying to get my kills in. I was also hitting runes here and there throughout, trying to recapture them. These guys were really, really good at controlling the runes in our server, so they would definitely be all over them as soon as you got there. And being that I only have a bend march, I can't really take a hit. I can only give them. So right here is kind of where the highlight, and there's a lot of people that want to hear about what happened here. So what happened here is I came in, and where's Valoran? I hit Valoran really close to the north silo. After that, so if we go, I'll show you guys the world map here. So I hit Valoran right here. And then I poured it off somewhere over here, I believe, while I was waiting for our capital timer to go away, because they had just captured our capital with like 6 minutes left. So I knew at 1 minute, we had about a minute left to capture it, to knock them off of it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be leaders. So what then happened is, right at that minute mark, I poured it in right here, and I hit this guy. I believe his name is High Spec, I want to say. Sorry if I'm getting this wrong, guys. I really do apologize. But I believe his name was High Spec, and he had his main march in the capital. So he was a free target for me, basically, because he was sitting there unshielded, and he had actually been getting everybody earlier. And if you actually look earlier on, he is actually the guy that zeroed me right here. So you can see he is the same guy that zeroed me. So his main march was in the capital, so I zeroed him quick. Oh, sorry. I zeroed this guy quick. And then he came in and he zeroed me right behind that. So I had marched to capital, he zeroed me, and I got ported down here because I was in the war zone area of the capital, so you get instant ported if you lose. I got ported down here. So I was 250 kilometers away from capital with no troops left and 30 seconds left on the clock. So I managed to click into my base, quickly heal all my troops by clicking on them, and then merged. I think I merged 3 times, so I went boom. I was like boom, boom, and then it was like this one or something. I don't remember exactly which ones it was, but I clicked those 3, merged them, went back out to world, and I did exactly that. I clicked on the capital with approximately 15 seconds left, if that, and I sped in. I will tell you guys, I probably used a good 15 to 20 speeds to get to capital in time, and I hit these guys. They were both sitting in capital. Not really sure how I won that top battle, being that they're air, and he had Vals, but a lot of that probably had to do with Kat and Ben's specialized skills, so thank you to those two. But that I hit these 2 guys and took capital, and literally with, what is that, 7 seconds? Yeah, 7 seconds left, 8 seconds left, I took over our capital. For those of you who don't know, the maximum speed you can attack somebody in is 5 seconds, because by the time you click enough, it takes 5 seconds to attack somebody. So they had literally 2 seconds to realize that I took capital and attack me. These top missile attacks are just the silos going off because they held all 4 of the silos, but that's kind of what happened, and that's how we managed to save our leadership of the capital. Like I said, we still don't get our recognition packs, but at least we kind of still are able to get the title boosts and activate buffs and things like that. So just want to give a quick shout out to server 1035. You guys were a lot of fun. very respectable people, good banter in the cross-zone Warzone chat. Look forward to seeing you guys again at some point, hopefully. Definitely a good group of people over there. So if anybody's looking for a server to join, if you don't want to join ours, definitely look into possibly joining theirs. They're a lot of fun. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and see ya.